Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what lengths the narcissist will go to. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist will go to great lengths to get what they want, to destroy relationships, and to act like nothing ever happened. You see, the narcissist does what they want, when they want, and with whom they want. They have no accountability, they can't introspect, and they only care about one person, which is themselves. But in the beginning of that relationship, they went to great lengths to figure out who you were, to get close to you, to sense if you were an empath, if you had financial stability, what you wanted to do in the future. They learned about your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. They learned about your past, your family history, if you were close with your siblings, your parents, your romantic relationships. They learned about your hobbies. They learned about what schools you attended, etc. When they did all these things, they were doing their reconnaissance, trying to figure out what made you tick. And bear in mind, back then when you met the narcissist, they had an advantage over you because they knew they were toxic. Now, did they know they were a narcissist? Maybe not, but these days, who knows? But they knew that what they were going to do to you because they looked at you as an opportunity. And they went to great lengths to get you in that relationship. So when they did that, it was advantage narcissist throughout the whole relationship until you finally got the needle in a haystack, until you finally figured out that you were in a toxic, debilitating, challenging relationship, which perhaps was a narcissistic relationship. Now that is when everything switches. That's when it's advantage you, and that's when it's up to you to go no contact, block these people, etc. But what great lengths the narcissist went to get you in that relationship with them, maybe it was a romantic relationship. Maybe they were courting you and that courtship moved along at light speed. Maybe you were vulnerable when you met the narcissist. You probably were. You didn't know what narcissism was because you weren't taught this in school. And what happened there is the narcissist was trying to leapfrog from one relationship to a relationship with you because they knew who you were. They figured out that you could catapult them or elevate them to the next level of their life. Now, the period of time that you were with them, maybe it was a couple weeks, month, years, decades, maybe it was 30 years, but something in that relationship broke and it snapped. And when it did, either A, you were discarded, or B, you removed yourself from the relationship. But either way, it ended, or it didn't end quite yet, and you're still staying in it because perhaps the children aren't 18 years old or of age, and you're waiting till the children become legal age. And that's why you should be, if you haven't already, begun to create, develop, and get ready to execute your exit plan. This is a strategy that will remove you from the narcissist, because being in a narcissistic relationship for 1 minute, once you've identified that that's who the relationship you were in with that person as a toxic narcissistic relationship, it's 1 minute too long. That's why I strongly suggest to go no contact, etc. And if you can't do that, utilize gray rock, simply become dull and boring, but get off the radar of the narcissist. If not now, when? And the great lengths that the narcissist went to get you in that relationship, they probably played the victim themselves. Oh, I'm always failing at love. My exes always leave me. No one sticks around. Maybe you'll be different. Maybe you'll be the one that is the yin to my yang. Maybe you'll be my soulmate. Maybe you are the one who completes me, etc. They maybe came at you that way with the victim card. But one thing I can assure you, you didn't know that they were the toxic narcissistic creature, because if they did, they would have handed you the 2-page report. And they would have said, read this. This is what I've done to people before I met you. It's what I'll do to you. Then I'll crumble you up like a sheet of paper and throw you away in the freeway. And it's what I'll do to people after you. But they didn't do that. That's why these relationships are the relationships you need to heal from. And if you really think about what I'm going to share with you now, you'll understand so much more. You see, the narcissist went to great lengths to get you in that relationship. They sold you a bill of goods. They sold you the mask. They sold you a car without an engine. They sold you hollowness and emptiness inside of them, but to the exterior, it looked like they were the strongest and the most beautiful person, and you guys could live together happily ever after, but that's not what happened. Remember, inside of the narcissist, there's nothing but abuse, bullying, cowardice. There's no substance or core to the narcissist. That's why they want to steal people's beautiful, bright, shining light. And they captured you for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship, and then that relationship broke, it snapped, something changed. And that's why you're on the channel, that's why you're in the community, that's why you're getting your cup full, or that's why you're topping up if your cup is full. You see, you need the wisdom to keep on going through your veins. You need to keep on understanding that narcissism is prevalent on the planet. And you need to understand that in the past, when you were in that relationship, it was the most debilitating, challenging relationship you'd ever been a part of. But then you had to heal from it. And then now you understand, if you have healed and if you have reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference where you no longer care about the narcissist or any people from that period of time, that's when you realize that, yes, you are still susceptible to entering narcissistic relationships because the narcissist is getting education like we are. They're not getting wisdom because there is no wisdom in a narcissist. There's nothing but emptiness and toxicity. But they're understanding that we are getting stronger and smarter. So if you have healed and you are at the pinnacle, you still have to use your discernment. You still have to trust your instincts, your intuition, and you have to pay attention to red flags, because we do not and we will not tolerate poor behavior any longer. But this is what we had to go through. We had to go through the narcissistic abusive cycle to figure this out and to heal properly. But the great lengths that the narcissist went to get you in that relationship, I am certain they had that mask super glued to their face, and they were either assimilating themselves with you or selling you who they are and what the two of you could do in the future. And then once the narcissist knew that they had you, that pivotal moment, let's say it was the night of the wedding, let's say it's when the birth of a child, let's say it's when you relocated, maybe you moved in with the narcissist, maybe they moved in with you, maybe you put them through school, maybe you got married, who knows, relocated. But once one of those things, or many or all of those things took place, that's when the narcissist knew that they had you. That's when they knew that you were placed in the trauma bond and that you had fallen in love with them, or you did something that you couldn't turn around quickly. Because you can't, example, if you got married to the narcissist, most people would not divorce the narcissist the day after because they just got married and they didn't know they married a narcissist. So that's why the narcissist, when they get married, it's a license to abuse. That's exactly how the narcissist looks at it. They don't look at their wedding vows the way you looked at yours. They look at the wedding ring as now they own you. Now they can do whatever they want to you behind closed doors, and at times in moving cars, and at times in public places. But this is what the narcissists do. So remember, once they got what they wanted, and they went to great lengths to get what they wanted, which was in a relationship with you, that's when they began to pull back. That's when they began to press on the gas pedal of abuse. That's when they began to not be around as often. That's when you began to do more cooking, cleaning, paying the bills, raising the kids, planning vacations, even though they were all blown up, planning holidays and birthdays and barbecues, etc., even though you were paying for them and you cooked and cleaned and did everything. Again, as soon as the guests would leave, you would experience the silent treatment or a rage fit, or you did something wrong, or the narcissist would blow it up anyway. But you did all of these things because when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you were giving to a fault. And the narcissist, the more they pulled away, the more you wanted to be with them. And the more you wanted to be with them, the more they knew they had you placed in the deep end of destruction, in the cesspool of manipulation, i.e. in the narcissistic fog. And this is how it's built by design. Once the narcissist sinks their dirty fangs into a person, and that person doesn't know about narcissism or is fooled, then the narcissist slowly begins to pull back. And this is why the narcissistic relationship is the most challenging relationship known to humankind, because you're dealing with a person who is not authentic. They're not genuine. They don't even know who they are at times, because they will go any which way the wind blows. And remember, the narcissist always has one foot in the relationship and another foot out the door, because they're searching for that endless quest for the new supply or the next new shiny object. They are loyal to nobody. They don't care about anybody. All the narcissist cares about is what people provide for them. All the narcissist cares about is how people can elevate them to that next level. But what the narcissist doesn't realize is that, yes, they may have taken advantage of you and manipulated you, and they did a lot of damage to you, myself included. But what they don't realize is they are being exposed more and fewer people are tolerating the poor behaviors of the narcissist, because narcissism is more prevalent on the planet, but the awareness is way more prevalent, just as I forecast in my very first video ever on March 31st, 2021, entitled Glad You Made It. In that video, I promised that this would be my moonshot, and I would help educate people on the planet, because I didn't want to have happen to anybody else have happened what happened to me. And now, fast forward years later, we are getting stronger. We are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And we understand that we are the priority, that we come first, second, and third. And there's no room in our lives for the narcissist or any toxic person. But the great lengths that the narcissist went to keep us in that relationship, Think about all the poor behavior you experienced, all the verbal abuse, the financial abuse, the spiritual abuse, the mental abuse, at times even physical abuse at the hands of the narcissist, because the narcissist couldn't regulate themselves. They were envious and jealous of you. Sometimes the narcissist even wanted to be you, but I can assure you one thing, the narcissist didn't want you to exist. That's why they kept on abusing you more and more, day after day, week after week, etc. Because they were trying to break that relationship, but they didn't want to break it until they got everything that they possibly could from you. And that is why when you're trying to divorce the narcissist, it usually gets dragged out longer and longer, because the narcissist wants to play the waiting game. They want to twist the knife in the person who's trying to divorce them. They don't want the person, which probably is you or was you, it certainly was me, to have custody of the children or to see the children, which is why they will parental alienate the children, or maybe even not let the grandparents see the children. That's why they will not care about money, because the narcissist will cut their nose off to spite their face, which means they don't care about burning through money as long as it makes you stay stuck. This is what the narcissist does. Remember, the narcissist cares about money, but what they care about more than money is your money. And if they can take it from you or blow through it, they will do that every chance they get. And again, they will act like they don't have any money. But what does the narcissist usually do behind the scenes? Well, they have fake bank accounts and they hide money and buy assets and gold and silver and all these things. And they don't think anybody's smart enough to figure out what they're doing. But let me just share something with you. Every toxic narcissistic person on the planet, you all play from the same playbook, every one of you. You are weak, you are cowards, you're bullies, and you think that no one's ever gonna wise up and catch on to you. Well, it's a little late. We already have caught on to you, and we know that you're hiding money all over the globe. So nice try, but you will get exposed. But getting back on track, what the great lengths that the narcissist will go to, they went to great lengths to keep you in that relationship. Maybe there were times when you removed yourself when you were in the relationship. You said, you know what, something's wrong here. I'm gonna reset, I need to get away from you. And maybe you paused the relationship. Well, what did the narcissist do? Probably they were nervous and cautious and said, wait a minute, I don't have another supply source lined up. I need to be on my best behavior. I need to throw a mini love bomb back at this person after I give them a week or two of them putting themselves back together and recharging the battery. And then I'll play the victim card. I'll shed crocodile tears and I'll tell them how much I love them, how much I miss them, etc., and how we can just start again and let's just begin brand new. And then this person, perhaps it turned out to be you, would say, you know what, they're not that bad. I guess I'll give it another shot. And then what would happen? It would be fake puppies and rainbows, unicorns and butterflies for a week or two. And then again, just like every time before, the relationship goes downward. It spirals downward because the narcissist cannot keep the fakeness of the mask super glued to their face that long. Remember, the narcissist likes negative supply or positive supply. My take is they like negative supply so much more than positive supply, because if they can take or capture a beautiful, bright, shining light like you and twist the negativity into you and have you experience reactive abuse, or you defend yourself and raise your voice and argue with them, etc., then they're getting what they're wanting. That's when they twist it around and say, see, I told you. Look at you. You can't even control yourself. You're yelling at me. You're shouting. What's your problem? You're the only person that does this to me. I can't believe this. And then you would be stopping there and you'd be scratching your head saying, what are you talking about? You just yelled at me for 20 minutes and I had to defend myself because I couldn't take it. And then I experienced some reactive abuse, etc. Well, this is what happens over and over and over again. But the narcissist was banking on you giving them more chances. The narcissist was banking on you not breaking the trauma bond. The narcissist was banking on you believing in the mask and that things would improve. Nothing ever improves in the narcissistic relationship. A, the narcissist deteriorates over time because they become the aging narcissist. B, the relationship is a broken relationship from its inception because you were putting the fires out that the narcissist was starting intentionally. C, the narcissist, the relationship only benefited one person, which was the narcissist. And D, you're the person that needs to heal from the relationship. The narcissist has nothing to heal from because they believe they do nothing wrong. They believe they're infallible, and they believe that they can just easily wipe the past clean and go on to a new source of supply, which is what they do. Again, the narcissist plays all from the same playbook. But what the narcissist doesn't realize about the new supply, who perhaps they're grooming right now, and they are really digging in deep to go to great lengths to get that new supply in place, what they don't realize is the new supply is either A, a toxic person just like themselves, B, somebody who will wise up and figure them out, or C, somebody that they can manipulate for a period of time, but then somebody will break that relationship. And that person, again, the person that they're targeting may be wise and figure it out. You see, the narcissist has nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. These people are being exposed left, right, and center. And no, I am not suggesting that you expose the narcissist. Not at all. I'm suggesting you go no contact, block these people, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now when. Become small, get off the radar of the narcissist. Cut the 4 ties, the emotional tie, the financial tie, the spiritual tie, and the physical tie. Cut those ties and begin to heal and insulate and protect yourself in the cocoon of boundaries. And then when your time is ready, after you've healed or when you are healing, you will rise through the ashes like a phoenix and you will enter the 3rd version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. But you need to be patient, stoic, calm, centered, focused, resilient, and courageous on the healing path. That's why the healing path is not linear. It takes time, it takes a lot of time, but in your time you will heal. How the narcissist, all the great lengths they went to keep you in that relationship, they did everything they could. They would blame shift you, they would gaslight you, they would future fake you, they would triangulate. They did anything they possibly could to test you and to test the temperature of the relationship. As I mentioned previously a few times, when that relationship broke, the narcissist had the new supply lined up, unless you ended it and you threw the narcissist for a curveball. And those people who do that are few and far between, but either way, you were in the relationship, and either way, my heart goes out to you. But you had to heal from that relationship. And then again, let's say that the narcissist tried to hoover you. First of all, if the narcissist tried to hoover you, my hope is you didn't accept it. If the narcissist is going to try to hoover you in the future, you should be Hoover proof, which means go no contact, etc. But if you did accept the hoover, you need to understand it never benefited anybody in the history of humankind, and it won't benefit you. But why do you think the narcissist hoovers? They hoover because their tiny little fragile ego isn't getting the supply that it needs. And also, you probably crossed their mind for some reason. Maybe they saw you on social media, or somebody dropped your name, or maybe the new supply has your exact name. Who knows? But for some reason, the narcissist, if they're trying to hoover you, it's because they're trying to test the temperature of you, to see if you've healed, to see if you've seen behind the mask, and to see if you would accept communication with them. Do not, and I mean not ever, communicate with the narcissist once you've identified that's who they are. This is what they're waiting for. They're waiting for that door to be open a crack, just a crack, so they can kick it wide open and take you back down for another round of abuse. Do not believe in the narcissist. The narcissist does many things, of which at the top of the list, the things they do, they lie, they steal, they cheat, they blame shift. They will not be responsible or accountable, and they can't introspect. They are just ticking time bombs, and they are just waiting to destroy other people's lives. And that was what you were in, the narcissistic relationship. They tried to destroy your life, but they couldn't, because you're here, you're getting your cup full, and you're realizing that, yes, these people are challenging, they're everywhere, and you need to really not overshare. You need to insulate and protect yourself, and you need to understand that not everybody has your best interest at heart. And at the top of that list is the narcissist. They do not have anybody's best interest at heart, not their own kids, not their parents, not their spouses, not their exes, not their friends, not their colleagues, not the people in hobby groups or communities they're a part of. These people are parasitic, and they were looking for a host. And unfortunately, that host was you for a period of time. It's no longer you. You're now healing, or you have healed. You're looking towards reaching that pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or any people from that period of time. But understand, the narcissist went to great lengths to do so many things, to try to hoover you, to keep you in the relationship, to get you in the relationship, to get you to give them more and more chances, to get you to believe in the mask, to get you to do things for them. But one thing is for certain, the narcissist cannot change. They cannot improve. They blow up every relationship that they are ever a part of. They break relationships, and they break people's relationships with other people, not just with themselves. In other words, the narcissist breaks relationships between the target and their own children, the target and their job, the target and their hobby groups, the target and their mind and their clarity, etc. You see, the one constant in the narcissistic abusive cycle, it's the narcissist. And they're stuck in that loop of misery. They're stuck in that pool of manipulation. They can never, and I repeat, never escape that. That's why they want to capture people and keep them trapped in that low vibrational quagmire state where they exist, because misery loves company. And unfortunately, you were in that quagmire state for a period of time, but you're no longer there. You've healed, or you are healing. You're seeing the light. You're getting the message. You're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and you understand that the narcissist will stay down in that low vibrational quagmire state, lower than a blade of grass below your shoe. you are now elevated or elevating higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars, because your beautiful, bright, shining light could not, and I repeat, not be extinguished. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And I hope you like the view, the background, and the scenery, and the sounds, because this is a fantastic place where I am today, and I hope to create more videos in this location. I want to let you all know that the narcissist did go to great lengths to get you in that relationship, because they knew who you were in the beginning. They also knew who they were. And remember, you thought you knew who they were, and you didn't know who you were. And the second part is, when you were in the relationship, the narcissist, despite the fact of them trying to break the relationship over and over again, they still went to great lengths to keep you in the relationship. I know it sounds like an oxymoron or conundrum, but the point is this is what these relationships are. The narcissist, they want things painted white or black, and when they're in the relationship trying to break it, and you're in it and you're the grade A source of supply, they still want you around, but they want you to endure the punishment, and they want to twist you into something you're not, which is a toxic person. This is what they try to do over and over and over again. This is what they do with their children. They're trying to turn their children or grandchildren into the next generation of narcissists. That's why we cannot allow the children or the grandchildren to be anywhere near the narcissists. So, and the third thing I'll share with you is, once that relationship ended, the narcissist went to great lengths to twist the knife in you. If you were discarded, you were probably discarded around your birthday or a holiday or a special period of time. Maybe when you just gave birth to a child, or maybe when you just relocated, or you had a death in the family or something. That's what the narcissist looks for. They look for pivotal periods in time of certain people's lives to discard people, because they're hoping that they will think about that discard every year henceforth, going forward. And guess what? That does work for a little bit of time, but eventually, once you get into the third version of yourself and you heal properly, the narcissist can no longer do anything, because they're harmless. They're toxic, but they're tiny. They're like a tiny little gnat flying around you, and you don't give them any attention, time, energy, or anything, because the narcissist had the best thing in you, and they know it, and you know it, and I know it. But now that we've healed and we are at that pinnacle, or we are approaching it, we now have no time for the narcissist or any toxic person. And remember, the narcissist went to great lengths to get you in that relationship, to keep you in the relationship, to break the relationship, and if you were discarded, to discard you at a certain time. But again, guess what? It backfired on the narcissist, because you're here and you're getting your cup full, and you are stronger than you know, and you're a beautiful, bright, shining light. So from the beautiful Carolinas, I'm sending you all a beautiful virtual hug. Take it, embrace it, breathe it in. I love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.